Ever since that day, her life hasn't been the same. She never imagined her marriage, something she built with love, patience, and dreams, would fall apart because of something so humiliating, so violating, and so deeply painful. She's 29. Her husband is 30. They've been married for 2 years, together for 4. They were the kind of couple everyone roots for. They worked hard, saved every penny they could, holding on to the dream of buying their first home together, of starting a new chapter. But one night, out of nowhere, everything shattered. It didn't start with an argument or a confession. It started with messages, not from her husband, but from friends and relatives. Confused texts flooded her phone, missed calls stacked up one after another, and then came the screenshots. Screenshots she wishes she had never seen. Private, intimate photos of her husband were spreading like wildfire. But these weren't photos she had ever taken. They were photos she had never even seen before. And the most chilling part? They were taken in their own apartment. The place they shared, the place they slept, the very sanctuary they had built together. At first, he lied. He looked her straight in the eyes and told her the images were old, from a time before we met. He said it with such conviction she almost wanted to believe him. But denial couldn't hide the truth. The furniture in the background was theirs. The carpet they had picked out together was under his feet. The mirror from their hallway was clearly visible, reflecting a betrayal she couldn't ignore. She felt her chest tighten as the lie unraveled, and the cold, hard truth crawled forward. It was an agony she wouldn't wish on her worst enemy. After hours of confrontation, the dam of his lies finally broke, and he confessed everything. He told her he had met a woman on an online dating app. He swore it started as just conversations, a harmless escape, he claimed. But those conversations escalated. Soon they were exchanging photos. And then, the woman, or whoever was really on the other end of that screen, began blackmailing him. She threatened to release everything, to ruin his life unless he paid her. And he did. Behind his wife's back, he went into their shared savings account and drained it. 5,500 pounds. Every last bit. Gone. This was the money they had saved for their first home. The money they had worked tirelessly for, sacrificing little luxuries, dreaming of the day they'd hold the keys to their own place. This was the money she trusted him to protect, a symbol of their shared future. Now it was gone, sent to a stranger who had torn their lives apart. He tried to explain, his voice trembling. He said he was scared and trapped. He insisted he never met the woman in person, that there was no physical cheating. It was only messages and photos, he repeated, as if that would somehow lessen the blow. But at that moment, the distinction between physical and emotional cheating didn't matter. What mattered was the betrayal, the profound secrecy, the mountain of lies he had built between them, the fact that their entire future, everything they had worked for, had been burned to the ground because of a choice he made in the dark. It was a complete and total violation of the trust that forms the bedrock of any marriage. They went to the police, desperate for some kind of justice, some way to fix this. But the officers delivered another crushing blow. They said the extortionist wasn't even in the country, likely part of a sophisticated international scam ring. There was nothing they could realistically do. The digital trail was cold. The chances of catching the person responsible were close to zero. And so, the photos were released. They were shared, forwarded, and sent everywhere. Her family saw them. His colleagues saw them. Strangers and acquaintances who never should have been dragged into this private nightmare now knew their most intimate secrets. The humiliation was a physical weight on her shoulders. She felt angry, heartbroken, and suffocated by a horrible sense of shame, even though she had done absolutely nothing wrong. She tried to hold herself together, to put on a brave face for the world. But every morning she woke up with that same heavy, suffocating feeling in her chest. The images replayed in her mind, the lies echoed in her ears. The empty savings account was a constant reminder of what was lost. Her marriage was falling apart right before her eyes, and she felt powerless to stop it. And deep inside, in a quiet, guarded part of her heart, she realized something she hadn't said aloud to anyone. A truth that was both terrifying and liberating. She couldn't stay. She couldn't rebuild trust that had been shattered this completely. It wasn't just a crack, it was a crater. She couldn't carry the immense weight of his choices for the rest of her life. She couldn't just get over it, or pretend that this was something they could simply move past. The foundation was gone. Her confession, the one she has told no one in her real life, is this. She's leaving. It's not an act of cruelty. It's not for revenge. It's an act of self-preservation. It's because the person she trusted most in the world, the person who promised to be her partner for life, made a choice. And that choice destroyed everything they had built together. She didn't deserve any of this pain, this humiliation, this loss. And now, she's finally ready to walk away. Not because she's weak or because she's giving up, but because she's strong enough to know her own worth. She is strong enough to start over on her own terms and build a new future for herself. Thank you for listening to this story. If you've ever felt the pain of betrayal, know that you are not alone and that your feelings are valid. Finding the strength to start over is one of the bravest things a person can do. Please consider subscribing for more stories and take care of yourselves.